Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another year of post-university Valorant NECC Week 1. We have post-university versus Wright State Wolves. I am your caster, Starstro, and we are back here for another year, so I am pretty excited to be back over here in the caster booth. This year we have a little bit of a different lineup here for post. I mean, some people returning, obviously. Mojo, captain of the team, has been around a couple years for this team, has really developed into a star for this team and a leader, kind of replacing Meech in that role, who did start this Valorant team originally for post as the original captain of the team. We also have Dissident returning as well, another friendly face, another star player, and looks like we have 3 new players in Stevejobless, Goops, and Bray. I'm very excited to see how this new roster works. Last year, post overall had a pretty good year. Maybe a little bit of a shuffled roster at times, so we'll have to see if they end up doing something very similar to the 6-man roster they were running last year. With it was PSL, Kevin Bittner, Chris Rammers, and I forget who else was on that. But some fresh faces here. Excited to see how they play. Also, a new agent has come out pretty recently for Valorant, so it might be might get to see that. I believe it's Vise was the new character. New Sentinel character has flashes, has that new ult that disables guns, can be very, very powerful, disabling primary guns in a very large area, and wall that stops entries. Definitely a new Sentinel to potentially watch out for. We'll be curious to see if anybody ends up picking that agent. It does seem like it has a lot of potential. I'm not sure how figured out that agent is yet, to see if a team is willing to bust it out this early. I know it is relatively new, but very excited to see what kind of comps we see, what kind of roles we see players play. I know Mojo spent a lot of last year moving a little bit away from that Omen and towards other different utility picks for what the team needed. Dissident had some very killer breach games, was on Jet, I believe, later in the season. Had a really, really good time on that at a certain point in the season, and it looks like we are jumping into Haven as the first map here, and instantly we're seeing the Dissonant Breach make a return on the hover. Stevejobless is going to lock in the Jet, so it looks like their new Jet player is here. Mojo on that Sova that he started to pull out later on in the season. Goop's going to be playing Clove. Agent I haven't actually casted for, I believe. Came out like not super recently, but recently enough that I believe the season was over. Very interesting Smokes character. Can be kind of more of like a semi-duelist, has the ability to like trade themselves, end up reviving, can be very interesting. Honestly, a big fit for how Post tend to like to play very scrappy styles. Clove is very beneficial of that, and we do see the Cypher lock in. On the other side, a matching Cypher, Breach, Sova, Omen, and Jet. So the only big difference, the Clove versus the Omen here. I'll be excited to see how that plays out here with the new faces that are here as well. Sure all that is set up. Alrighty. Let's see. Haven is a map that is more recently back in the map pool. Did get taken away for a lot of last year. Again, has those 3 different sites. B site, though, a little bit of a trap sometimes to take, a little bit difficult to hold. You can get some quick plants on some econ rounds and stuff there. But unless you're kind of off-site, it does tend to be very difficult to hold that site. So in some ways, this map is almost a 2-site map. But B is really good for lurking through, really good for finding potential flanks. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of strategies we see here, as Haven was one of the original pro play like IGL gap maps where you can really call the map on attack side and take over this map really well. Force defenders to take a longer rotate because the attacking side does have a little bit of a quicker rotate here. And we will have to see how these two teams use this. It will be post defending early here. I assume we'll probably see a little bit of a Cypher setup. Looks towards A here on the early round. Generally locking down one of those sites. A lot of times, Cyphers like to donate a trip towards B when they have 2 trips available, just so nobody has to play there,
here.
And they can set
this
over
should
towards
do.
the
This is a nice
without
spot.
being worried about a flank situation. But we are going to see a 2-trip setup
That goes there.
already here. Early cam to watch for A, and right now we have more of a default coming in from Wright State. And it looks like we have a little bit of an AFK situation from Dissident here, who might be a little slow to connect, maybe. Yeah, it looks like there's a pause that came through. Didn't notice that. But, yeah, so Dissident a little slow to connect here, so it looks like we will just have a little bit of a tech pause. Team's probably not overall showing where they're going to be right now. Or no specific strategy set or positioned in place. A lot of times during these pauses, people like to just kind of move around, so won't have any indication here, but I could see a situation where they go for maybe a strong, like, garage C play on the pistol round. One of my favorites personally that I really like to see on a pistol round is just like straight up through B into one of the other sites through the back end, basically taking that early fight, pushing people off B, taking control of there, and kind of hitting a site from an unexpected angle and forcing awkward fights. So we'll have to see what they do here. That tends to be more of like a fast strat. Maybe they'll take it a little bit slow. Or with the pause, we are just going to be with... Ooh. Okay. Thought that was an accidental uplift, but it looks like that is intended with the position to look down C long here, maybe take an early fight from an unexpected angle. With the Ghost. Yeah, I guess if you are going to invest in that updraft for it, you have to take the Ghost. Sheriff, usually a pretty standard buy on Jet in the first round. However, it does cost all your credits, so you can't go for cheeky things like this. So a little bit of a strategy value there if they do go C. Ghost very effective in the pistol round versus people who don't have armor, so Ghosts and Sheriffs as well, which we do see a couple Ghosts here, and no buy yet on the Sova, but... So we might see like 3 Ghosts potentially, because because the Ghost is a 1-tap to the head to anybody without armor. However, when they do have armor, it leaves them with like, I think 5 HP. I think it's 120 to the head, which is still such a big chunk. So Ghosts can be very effective here. Ooh, looks like we do have a little bit of movement from Dissident here. We'll make that purchase and is ready to go, it seems. And we are just waiting for unpause signal here. Looks like the pause. Yep, and we will be starting in 6 seconds. It does look like we might see an early peak coming out of here by Jet here. Savage Pickle looks to jiggle peek that. It's going to be some Jet v Jet action off the beginning, and 25 damage there. Jet and Breach for both sides fighting down this area, and it is going to be a little bit of a slow play here on this pistol. As they are waiting to decide what they're going to do, they show a little C can't grab that orb, and they are now going to start to work their way in through mid here. Goops does find an angle there to scout out. Breacher did take a little bit of chip damage earlier, or maybe it was right there actually, because it was Jet who took damage before. Speaking of Jet, lurking up here, gonna find that Dissident has rotated over towards this B site here. The smoke now comes through, kind of cut that off, and it does look like it's gonna be a garage hit as the smoke comes through, and they're actually just gonna back all the way off here. Maybe it's gonna be a rotate towards this A site, just taking their time here, and it will have to be Bray
30 seconds left
here, potentially checking out on this camera. Does spot one.
Camera taken out.
And taken down, and there's still a lurk from Breach all the way over towards the C site, towards Garage. They're just gonna start to walk up B now, and the execute comes through.
10 seconds left.
Be a fast retake here. With a flash, a beautiful flash. Does manage to find one, takes another, and it's a beautiful retake so far from Post. But as they keep scrapping, it's just Topaz Mine alone on the site here. Breach
last player standing.
Devastating flank, but Mojo will take that out. Topaz Mine will fall. A triple kill for Mojo, and a beautiful, beautiful pre-take coming out for Post there. Found the rotation at just the right timing to get everybody there. The early cam having a nice spot coming out there for Bray, and the kills just came through. A beautiful flash distance, a lot of damage as well. Mojo being the receiver of those kills, and now we're going to see them upgrade to Bulldogs and Spectres. A lone Sheriff over on the side of Wright State. See if they can do any damage with that, but looks like Post will play mostly to not lose guns here, to be able to bonus these guns in the next round.
Standing ahead.
Very clean round here. Right now, Mojo gonna jump spot mid, looking for anything, but there is a smoke there, so shouldn't get much contact here. And again, Goops peeking out of garage, looking for anything. Mojo's gonna continue to jump spot. Does finally see Topaz Mine, and smoke comes through. It's going to block Mojo off. Gonna hear the bomb go down.
Deploying drone.
It does look like it's a little bit of a lurk now towards A here. Someone is creeping
Right here.
up A. Breach gets spotted, and Owen's got a fast track up towards here, but again, Cypher should spot this out. Now they're actually just going to full retreat before that even happens, and Dissident does have this peek on C long, so we'll get early info here as they come in. It actually is going to start to rotate, and this is a dangerous timing here, as now the smokes are starting to come through, the utility coming through as well. Stevejobless all alone on the site.
30 seconds left.
Dash, smoke out, and he's going to have to give the site, so a plant is actually going to come out here. We're going to have a 5v5 situation, but now Goops manages to find one.
Have one of these.
Oh, and a beautiful flash there is going to trade that kill. He's going to pick up a weapon, but on the other side, the entry is coming through. The
one enemy
more
remaining.
Powerful guns, making it easy. It's just up to Savage Pickle now. It's going to be a beautiful retake once again from Post. Seems like they are playing with the idea of the retake in mind, at least in these first two rounds. And letting plants happen, which does give the attacking side a little bit more money, gives them that extra ult point on whoever is carrying the spike, but it can be a very, very effective strategy if they're confident in their 5v5ing, which with the better guns does make a lot of sense there. And they carried 4 guns through 3 Spectres, and that important Bulldog will be full rifles for the side of Wright State. But overall, a pretty good spot here, and
Scanning ahead.
This early dart out here, and did find a lot of fights early in mid here. It's supposed to be very aggressive, but it is going to backfire a little bit. They do get a couple trades here. Overall, the site should go Right
Spike
State
planted.
Here. Oh.
Last player standing.
Ooh, and a beautiful shot coming out from Ames.
Drop in a smoke.
And it's just did upgrade to the Vandal, but no avail there. Still, Post did manage to take away a couple guns there.
Outside of this gig, immortality doesn't have as many day-to-day benefits as you'd think.
Guns back up. And it looks like they should be able to, however, the Econ will take a little bit of hurt there. So now, if a round goes the way of Post here, it could be a little bit devastating and force an eco.
Oh shite, I lost my pet rock.
No, oh, Mojo's ultimate's already in play here, coming up so fast, and Dissident finds the early peak, but takes a lot of damage here. And it's just gonna be full utility bomb fast onto the C-site, a change of face. Mojo potentially looking for anything with the ult. Does get a little bit of chip damage off.
Spike
Maybe
planted.
not
Revealing
entirely
area.
What he wanted here, and it is going to be another 5v5 retake, but a lot of low
Deploying
health bars
drone.
here. Chunked from
Enemy
the other
tag.
side, and Savage Pickle going to be spotted out here, and Stevejobless looking in some sort of damage here.
I know
Taken
exactly
down.
where you
Unfortunately, Cyclone's play is going to give the information they need, but
Build the
some
rat.
beautiful shooting will bring it down to a 2v2.
Flash out.
And now a beautiful flash comes through.
Last
and
player standing.
it's going to be down to just Mojo here, who was a little bit stunned up in time, ticking down, won't be able to do anything. Does look like he's going to opt to save the gun. And another round coming in for Wright State, going to tie that score at 2-2. However, a lot of econ damage on both sides here. I think Post are going to have to either do a half buy or a save here. Looks like it is just going to be a save overall. Mojo obviously having that singular rifle here. Already 7 kills for him. Having a pretty good game so far. More than anybody in the lobby by far right now. But, fortunately with these guns, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a slow round coming in for Wright State. As the Wolves will look to play it safe, not give up any guns too fast, not check into too many corridors with the potential for shotguns to come through. None were purchased, but again, on these low buys, those Buckies, those Judges can do some real damage. Even Stingers from close range do win those duels often versus the Vandals, the Phantoms of the world. And it's going to be an early pick here for Wright State, and now, alone, Jet will take the site. Goop's going to check into here, and just with their life, but now Savage Pickle on the other side found 2 more, and nothing pretty much left for Post on this round. A gun now picked up for Goops, but such a difficult retake. 2v5. A ghost only for Bray.
No peeking.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
and a beautiful shot there. Take out Goops, and now Bray with 5 HP. A ghost, what can you do? Utility fly in action. Savage Pickle pick up their 3rd on the round. And now just 1 ult point away from the breach ult, which could be very devastating towards either A or C, to be honest. I mean, even B it can as well, but usually there's not a lot of people playing directly on B. You don't tend to use it there. But such a key ultimate.
This
coming
goes
up now.
here. Wow, this is a nice spot.
Triple kill there. Post
Yes,
will be back
this
to
should-
full
this
buys
goes
here. They
here.
do shift Cypher over towards the C site, so a little bit of a change in the defense here. Looks like we're going to see an early peek here come from Stevejobless, who finds one, gets traded out. They do get a lot of information off that. And the dash shot makes it look like it's going to be a quick play here. Dissident, Mojo in play, and now a beautiful shot through the smoke here, and almost finds a second, but now it's just Mojo alone on the site. A third kill here coming through. Now it's gonna have to be a retake.
Spike planted.
Yet again.
Last player standing.
That's 4 kills, and wow, an ace coming through here. What a beautiful play. What good shooting here. Manages to get that first kill off of the trade. Comes through. Finds a cheeky kill on the Dissident near that smoke and playing those angles well. And honestly just frags out.
Here.
Through the rest of the round. And now Post, once again, going to be bouncing into a save here. Valorant can be a very dangerous game of 1 round buy, 1 round save. Mojo gonna scout out some issues towards mid, and wow, has a beautiful shot here. They are just gonna pop the breach ult here, going straight forward and taking the free sight here.
Gun here.
With their better guns, it should be relatively easy for them. Stevejobless does manage to find one though.
Last player standing.
She makes it work. No guys left, but that won't stop them as the Classic finds the kill, but slowly taken out. And honestly, decent damage here coming through for Post, who do take 2 guns away. We'll keep that econ a little bit in check, but so much money here. I don't even think it matters, at least right now, for the side of Wright State. Have plenty of buys there, probably the next 3 rounds or so, maybe even 4. Back to buy here. They do have their own breach ult in play here. Cypher ult as well. And we are gonna see another more spread out default type play coming out for Wright State here as Omen creeps up towards A here. I don't believe they got information.
I got the spike.
Actually, they got the Cypher cam, I believe. Yep. But now we're seeing a creep up towards A here. They should know, based on past defenses, that this is probably Jet and Breach on this site, as they do like to play together, whether it's the C site or the A site.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
Now it is going to be ooh, a beautiful stun coming through, but they'll manage to live for a little bit and find one. And
Spike down A.
Manages to find 2. Mojo will find a third.
One
on
enemy
the side,
remaining.
and Mojo gets a second, a third for himself. Stevejobless and Mojo will combine for 5 kills. Holding off that site take, making it look easy. Honestly, that started off of the back of that stun from Dissident and pulling that focus as they tunneled towards him. Even though he died, it was 2 traded out. Stevejobless finds both of those, and then Mojo just goes onto the site and cleans up, having a wonderful day for himself. 10 kills already. Now it does look like it is just going to be a fast C hit here. They do hear the Cypher cam, so they should
My eyes are down.
that that's happening. Also, they should have a good idea of what side that's happening.
Cage trigger.
Oh, that dark out of the way. He's gonna go down. It's gonna be a free site take here. And a 4v5 retake here now for Post. Gonna make it quite difficult. Stevejobless is gonna have to use the spearhead to get onto the site. Following distance utility here. Breach ult comes through. Should get quite a few, and Mojo's ult as well will find one. You know, there's quite a few positions. There's the backside here, and Good fighting here. Mojo once again finding the kills.
One
Just
enemy
taking down
remaining.
Hill. It's a 1v2, and with Sova ult in hand, this can be quite difficult.
Last player
Toby
standing.
will find the kill. Oh, Mojo can't quite find it. Toby with that clutch there, finding that first kill on the Stevejobless.
My quiver is
having the
never full.
ult to stop any potential plant and getting that kill on Mojo as well. Well, it was a really, really good retake attempt. Not enough. We'll still have buys going into this round. Another loss could be devastating. 6 rounds already for Wright State. Again, it is a little bit more of an attacking side map if you are playing it correctly. Can shift a bit if teams are a bit more scrambled, but they are
Revealing
taking
area.
this quick approach
Found them.
at times. And some really nice bursts on the site, and it does look like it is just going to be a B hit. Walk up. They just slow down a little bit here, so maybe they will choose to pull back. Mojo, the lone defender here. Smoke comes through, and ooh, crosshair on the head of Topaz Mine, but doesn't know it. Won't aim, won't fire that kill. And now as the smoke disappears, maybe we'll see Topaz peek out a little bit. Topaz does, and Topaz finds the kill. Bray all alone now on the site. Doesn't get a lot of damage through, but won't quite confirm that kill. Savage Pickle finds the kill there, but Goops will find the ult to revive themselves. However, they do need to go run and get a kill, otherwise they will disappear.
Cage
But
trigger.
unfortunately for Goops, they're just going to walk away smartly to that C-site
Required
here.
destroyed.
Bray will be able to finish off that kill that they
30
started
seconds left.
earlier.
Corpse.
Spike planted.
Camera
An
taken.
interesting
Last
retake
player
here, and
standing.
shots going a little wide there. And Wright State finds another round, will find their 7th. With the way that Econ is, could be an 8th round potentially. Should be, unless we see a nice little Econ round coming out for post. Honestly, in a lot of these rounds, they're finding the kills, they're making the plays. It's just coming down to
through
like
them.
1 or 2 people left alive, or just not enough time at times. But this is going to be an almost no utility cipher. Is going to be tested.
My camera
by
is
5
destroyed.
here. Now with
Cage
everyone
trigger.
marching through,
Tripwire destroyed.
be a dead cipher here. He's locked up as well. Almost manages to put a bullet into Savage Pickle there, but will get caught out instead. Big flank here, but it's
Spike
spotted
planted.
out already. So they will get a couple trades here, though. Mojo doing quite a bit of work with that rifle. Now they
Scanning
found
ahead.
themselves into a 3v3 situation. Mojo could be the hero they
Shock
need
dart.
here. Shock dart coming through, not gonna find anything, but now Jet Knife. And Goops finds one,
Last player standing.
but it's all down to Mojo here.
One enemy
Doesn't
remaining.
find one,
Gone.
makes it a 1v1. Time ticking down. Oh, playing the time so well. The bomb tap. Unfortunately, for Mojo.
Last
give away
round before the
position.
switch.
And Topaz was there for the swing immediately. Finds that kill. Valiant effort overall for post here. Looks like it is going to be the last round. Everyone has buys, so have to see what post looks to do here. And it is going to be a very similar defense overall, except it looks like they might be doing some fighting out of garage, but there's nobody to fight here.
Scatter.
They'll quickly realize that they've taken mid, they've got some control over it. And it seems to be recognized by Wright State as they do use that dart. Omen here, potentially. Goops is going to find that instead. Beautiful kill there, and looks like it is going to be a little bit of a walk away here. Post still looking to potentially aggress here. Goops getting into dangerous territory, perhaps.
No peeking!
Does get a smoke here, but looks like they're creeping all the way up towards this A site, so Goops potentially may be willing to give away position, but it is just going to be an entry onto this A site now. Yeah, the Goops flank happens. Now going all the chaos, looks like they are going to shoot everything in a beautiful trip. Is going to be able to spot
One
out.
enemy remaining.
And wow, stop before the take even happens. It's all down to Tubby.
30 seconds left.
Cannot find Stevejobless as he will find that kill.
Switching sides.
Wow, what a beautiful play there from Post in the final round. Mojo's ult coming through. The nice little timing on the flank to take out that trip as they're entering on the site. A beautiful trip from Bray that's going to catch Jet. Going to allow that kill, that wall bang, because remember,
That goes there.
Cypher trips do tell you where the
Yes,
incident
this
is.
should do.
That little red outline when they're hit by the trip. And beautiful job overall here. And now we're going to see a very different take on the defending side for Wright State. They're going to put the Jet with the Cypher on this round towards A. And
They crash against our
reach
wall.
Garage, smoke
Ah,
some
this
mid,
is a nice spot.
and Sova alone on C. So a very different take here. It is going to be that fast B play that I did talk about before earlier. They're ready to fight it, and Mojo though does find that first kill, and all alone here manages to pick up one, but he's down by 3 now. What can you do? And they've now just taken the A site for free. Again, this was that exact pistol play that I was talking about before. You run up through B, you take the fights B. If you win the fight, because you have more people there, you just rotate to one of the sites that they fought on, and now you just have complete control of this A site. You've cleared everybody out. And now, first contact should be Stevejobless here. Two who both creep up heaven. And with that information, Post can just chill, play their angles, play their spots. But now we're seeing a rotate from Tubby, and Mojo's just gonna tuck right in.
One enemy remaining.
Recon.
All now
Last
down
player
to Savage
standing.
Trickle in the 1v1. Does manage to find both
Shut up and
kills.
let me work.
But I don't think there's any time left on the bomb, unfortunately, for Savage. It was a great attempt. But Savage will go down with that bomb. 0.94 seconds away from being a very, very good clutch. That being said, this will take that pistol, their second pistol round of the game. While they are down a few rounds,
Here.
typically speaking, teams that do win both pistols do tend to win games more often. It's not necessarily the favorable situation off of winning 2 pistols.
Keep up.
However, they do potentially have momentum on the better side of the map to potentially do things. And ooh, I like this camera here from Topaz. Does manage to spot everybody else, so it is going to be quick rotates.
Wow, my eyes are
for
cage triggered.
Wright State here.
Blocking
There.
sight.
All the picks goes out a little bit here. Wright is just getting absolutely out. Mojo finds one. Stevejobless will find one. Dissident, good for one as well, as everybody's getting the kills now.
One enemy remaining.
Goops also good for one. Now just waiting on potentially Bray to find theirs, make it all 5 people, but it does look like we're just going to take their time. They're going to back up, make sure they keep these guns. And honestly, it's a bad situation for a save here with just a ghost. Would only give 1,000 in econ. They're going to want to die to this bomb if preferable, potentially. Not going to take any chances on maybe getting a pick. Yep. We'll just get taken out by the bomb. Ooh, does take a peek here. Almost finds Dissident, but Dissident will manage to find that second kill there. And a beautiful, beautiful second round coming out from Post here. They managed to keep 5 Bulldogs with them. And it looks looks like the invest was a little bit awkward here for Wright State as they're managing 3 rifles, a Spectre, and a Guardian. Which is not entirely what you want to see. I mean, Guardian's basically a rifle, can be just as dangerous, but Spectre not necessarily optimal, and we're looking at a Garage B setup here from Cypher, who will have a pretty decent read on these things, and that trip is going to get taken out immediately.
Stay down.
Beautiful fight through here. Cypher all alone.
Cage trigger.
There's going to be a bit of a retreat here. A rare 4 assist kill. Topaz mine there. It's going to be this 4v4 situation. And tagged by the trip, but it should be fine. There's going to be a fast speed transition here, and Mojo manages to find one on the back end here as well.
Spike planted.
And now we're in a retake scenario here. It looks like it's all going to be from one side here, but it looks like they're going to look to clear out Mojo first. And Mojo, unfortunately, bad timing there.
Gun here.
Topaz Mine finds another, and it's going to be a 3v3. Very manageable, plenty of time on the board here. Bray going to go down as well. Dissident.
Last player standing.
Something. Can't do anything there. Down to Stevejobless. Topaz Mine, a 3rd kill, and a great retake for Wright State there. Managing to capitalize on that win, and honestly, managed to keep all 3 on the retake alive. However, good signs for Post is they did manage to bonus 5 Bulldogs into that round, so it won't be that big of a hit to their econ. And looks like still the 2 Guardians now, so a slight upgrade here for Wright State. But actually a better econ situation for Post despite losing that round. Looks like they are just going to position themselves towards this A site here. They're going to be running once again into a Cypher setup, rotating beautifully, predicting where Post may go, and we'll have to see if Post do commit to this, which I assume they will with how the 5 stack is here. And they do clear both trips now. Pretty obvious what they are heading into here, but Cypher setup with 0 trips is not particularly a scary thing. They're going to wait here to come in. Dash up from Stevejobless here. Try to push through, and oh, I think that's just unlucky timing there. As Tubby will manage to
Revealing
find
area.
falling apart a little bit for Post. This one goes down as well.
Last player
Mojo
standing.
can't find anybody either, and it's all down to Goops. And a beautiful retake from Wright State will be devastating for the econ of Post University here.
Flawless.
Eagles, I believe, will be on a no-buy here. Mojo actually looking to force up here, so maybe there's a couple guns in hand. A Guardian on the table for Mojo. Looks like a little bit of a scattered buy here for Post, so we'll have to see what they choose to do here. 3 Sheriffs and a Dream. 4 Sheriffs make it. We'll have to see what that Dream entails.
Take flight.
Mojo's gonna make a lot of noise over towards this A site. Scout out sewers, sees nothing is there. Curious to know if Stevejobless and Dissident made some noise over towards A, but doesn't look like there's any utility invested.
Nowhere to run!
And Mojo is gonna let the ultimate rip, and I think did manage to find
Revealing
one
area.
tag there. And it's just gonna be a full exit onto the site, and they're gonna get right on out of there, make it a 5v5 retake. Sova ult counter coming through. I don't believe it found any tags either, so Sova ult here, and Stevejobless can't quite connect there. like Mojo does manage to find one on the flanker, and a dominant retake.
One enemy remaining.
And it's all down to Mojo. Yet again, 5 HP. What can you show us? Does manage to find one kill, but not the diffuser, unfortunately. That diffuser is going to come through, and the kill will finally come through as well. And an 11th round coming out for Wright State. Looks like a timeout is coming in for Mojo here. Trying to cook up something real quick. This kind of is that do or die situation for them here. They don't want to let it get to 12 this early. Got the little music playing from Mojo here. And I believe that is the Zed Classic Valorant partnership with Zed, I believe. Makes a lot of noise. A lot of people like it. And yeah, that being said, right now it seems like posts are getting those plants, but are struggling a little bit in these post-plant situations here. 3 diffuses in a row coming out against them, and I'd like to see post maybe play a little bit slower in this round here. Maybe scout out where people are a little bit, because I do think figuring out where that cipher is will be very important.
I need a drop.
Breaking that utility, maybe rotating away from it, maybe even rotating back to it after. But looking to do something here on the map than just a site rush. Although Jet is a little bit alone on A. However, it is going to be an immediate spread out situation coming out from post here. Distance going to be very far up. Grab this orb. And unable to win that duel.
Shadows
That's a
traveling.
devastating loss there. No breach utility makes entries for sites way harder. Oh, and the Cypher ult gonna come through as well. Just gonna give information that it is just a C hit here. They are just gonna commit to it anyways. And Stevejobless can't find that
Last
kill.
player
It's
standing.
all down to goops all of a sudden. Very telegraphed way to the
Drop in a
Cypher ult,
smoke.
unfortunately.
Team Ace.
Get out, but Topaz mine will find it through the smoke.
My
Match
ult is
point.
ready.
That round hurt, and now post on their last legs here. Will they be able to convert? Do manage to force up some semblance of a buy here. A lot of rifle light armors. Spectre. A sheriff even, but they do have a couple of ults to come through, but not the
Drop
super
in a
heavy
smoke.
impact ults of Sova or Breach here.
Here,
Maybe a little bit of a barrage can come through. We'll get scouted out by the Cypher cam here. Looks like it's an immediate retreat through mid, but that's just right into Cypher's next net here. The smoke coming through is going to make it a little bit difficult. Owl drone will scout out. Quite a bit of information. Personal Topaz spamming through. We'll find one, and
Gotcha, fun.
kills coming
My
through.
turn.
The Cobalt, maybe.
One enemy remaining.
And it's going to be a 2v1 situation. Savage has the potential to close out this game if he can find the 1v2 clutch. So hard. The breach utility going to find that stun. It's going to be a feed from Dissident, which is a little bit scary here. I don't know if they want to play it that far forward, but a beautiful flash will set up Mojo for a 3rd kill in the round, and they managed to find that B site despite the Cypher utility, despite running into the trips, despite the difficulty without all of the guns, and they'll keep themselves alive. Still 5 rounds from any chance at OT, any chance to win this game. It'll be a long road. And, however, they didn't really invest their ultimates there, which is a little bit surprising. You would expect a last-ditch round. I think they did invest Clove ult. Yep, but they do now have Mojo on the table. Sova Hunter's Fury can be used in so many different ways. Post-plant, finding a pick early. We'll have to see how he uses it. Are going to want to maybe look for it this round just to get it kind of off cooldown so you can maybe get one more shot there. Secure 2 rounds potentially. However, we are seeing a little bit of a creep up from Bray, who will get punished for it. That's the ability down. That's no flank trips, and Stevejobless gonna make a lot of noise today. Potentially looking for any sort of a pick there. We'll get information that Cypher is once again on the site. Stevejobless, I think, just making a lot of noise for creep up from Dissident and everyone else in Garage. And Savage will find the first one, but Stevejobless will get that trade. Now they have a 3v4 with a plant. Blinding! Trying to play hero with the splash. Does manage to find one, but it's another trade. And with such low HP from Stevejobless, it's looking difficult for posts. They're gonna need some hero plays to come through.
Last
here.
player standing.
And just Stevejobless. And Wright, as Wright State will take the first map relatively convincingly.
Defenders win.
And it felt like Post found a lot of good plays in the pistol. They won both pistols. They got the bonuses after, but it felt like after that it was just too far in between for rounds in between. And it felt like, at least on this first map, Wright State came in with a little bit of a better game plan on the attacker side, found the rounds that they needed, and then managed to find their game. That being said, overall, it was still a pretty good showing from Post here. I think maybe on a different map that maybe they're a bit more prepped on the second map going into the match here, and maybe that strategic advantage will be nullified by that. That being said, Mojo, 27 kills in this game in a losses, quite a lot here coming through. I think they do have the firepower to potentially win out these games. They just have to have a little bit more of a strategy going into these rounds. At time it felt like on attack side things were a bit rushed. On the defensive side, I think the schemes were very, very similar, and we'll have to see if they can have more depth coming into the second map, and if they can bring us to a third game. That being said, we're going to cut to a short break, and we'll be back with game 2 shortly. Alrighty, and we are back and ready for action for game 2. It looks like the team should be ready shortly here. And we are... I'm unsure actually what map we are going into because I believe they did the map pick ban outside of the client, which means I don't have access to it. So surprise map 2. We'll have to see what it is. And based on the change, I'm going to say it's probably Sunset. It's looking like Sunset, I'd assume, based on the change from Haven to Sunset here, which is a map that's relatively newer to Valorant. I think there's been one map since, right? Abyss? I think that's it. Yeah, I think so. Second newest map in Valorant is a map that does see a lot of competitive play. Map that I personally like a lot. A map that I'd say is a little bit defender-sided overall. But we will have to see what kind of strategies Post will potentially bring out on this map to bring this to a potential game 3. And it looks like people are readying up. It looks like yep, they should be good to go. They should be yep, and I wonder what kind of comp we'll see here from Post. They did use that Clove in the last game. We'll see if that's just a staple pick for them or something that they just like on Haven. Bray once again going to lock in that Cypher. Very, very good pick on this map. And a Dissident standard breach coming through here. Something that he loves to play. Goops going to switch to that Omen here, so no more Clove. Mojo going to stay on that Sova. Perhaps the new trick in Mojo's book used to be that sort of Omen all-the-time player. Did branch out a lot last year. Did play that Sova a decent amount with a lot of the roster swaps that came through. Is going to stick to that as well. And Stevejobless going to be on a Raze here, which I do think is the correct call on Sunset. It is more of a Raze map than a Jet map, for sure. Those blast packs, good on the entry, but the most important thing is that the nade can break some of those unbreakable trips from Cypher. Makes it a little bit easier to actually hit the B site. Raise Rocket as well, just a very, very useful tool. A lot of take gaps here, so Raise always a good pick here. Definitely the preferred entry duelist coming through. And on the other side, we are going to see Omen and Cypher matches, a Raze as well, a Breach as well, so both teams favoring this Breach a lot. But most interestingly, we are going to see a Reyna come out here, which is not something I particularly expected. To be fair, Sova's not the most common on this map, but generally we see something like a Gecko used as an initiator for this map, but no Gecko here for either of these teams. Not something that they prefer here, and we will now see another defensive start here for Post. And Bray will classically set up on the B site.
Yes, this goes here.
Probably remain here. The entire defending side. It is just how the map is played. Generally speaking, sometimes you'll throw a little bit of a trip mid to give a little extra watch space, but
this is a nice spot.
Playing around the idea of Cypher doing a lot of trap setups, and it does look like it's just going to be an immediate
Scanning ahead.
hit, which Mojo
There they are.
should spot out.
Right here.
Does spot out
Right here.
immediately, and they are going to break that door. Oops, a little bit stranded right now, and we'll use the counter Omen blind here. Come through and manages to find the first one, but is going to be traded out eventually here. And now Bray all alone. Have
Cage trigger.
Potential difficulty here. Is going to spot a lot through. Cage here is going to have to be worried about people potentially up top, and Bray going to get taken out.
Last player standing.
Or Mojo as well. Dissident is going to get taken out, and probably will find the kill on Stevejobless. And an overall clean round coming out on the pistol for Wright State. Something that we didn't see them do really in the first game here. So they do manage to take their first pistol of the series. And honestly, an important pistol to have, because I do think this attack side is really easy to just randomly get almost no rounds out of it if you let things kind of snowball out of control, but finding that pistol will help.
I will find you, Omen.
Early in the half, when you have these better guns, and beautiful Cypher kit off the rip. Will spot. Nobody immediately there. Arena blind coming through, and it is just going to be a very, very fast entry into pretty much nobody here, as they're going to soon find out. Get that plant through.
Spike planted.
The big thing is
Bomb buddy out.
was some utility grown. I don't know if Tubby got the spot on
Caution
the
here.
there, but Goops is gonna get chunked out quite a bit there, and Mojo's gonna go down as well, and doesn't feel all that fair with the guns. Most has pretty much coming out here, looking to do any sort of damage, and none to really be found.
Last player standing.
Play. I like the creativity. But it is going to be a flawless coming out for Wright State here. I think only like the second or third flawless that we've seen in this series. I think that is the big thing, that despite that 12-7 or 13-7 scoreline at the end of the game, Post did have a lot of narrow losses, right? I can probably remember like at least 4 or 5 of them where it was rounds that they could have won, could have swung econ.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Just 1 or 2 people left alive, or no time with the bomb, but
This goes here.
have to see if they can make those little adjustments to change things. And now
Cover going out.
Group's gonna be pressured
Shadows
once again
traveling.
early on here, but it is actually just a full sprint up mid here.
Down.
A cycle, Mojo finds one,
down,
take it
A.
two, Dissident will
Last
clean up,
player standing.
another one, and wow, a flawless right back. Mojo finishing that off with the classic. 3 for him, 2 for Dissident, and a beautiful makeshift crossfire there. It was really just like Dissident right over towards A Link, and Mojo back in basically a spawn. Beautiful conversion from the 2 veterans
Right
on
there.
the team.
Right there.
Now they find that round in flawless fashion, get to hold on to their money, and a Guardian by... Oh, it's going to be upgraded to a Vandal. So both teams with full buys, but Bray is going to be the one who is very, very tested on this opening round here. Or opening 4th round here. And does get a spot onto 1.
I must wait a moment.
Does see that raise yet again, but I think that's a pretty good indication that there might be something suspicious coming through B. As I believe Goops looked a little panicked, looking around to make sure that nobody was
Tripwire
on a
destroyed.
flank, but Mojo now being
Cage
able to come
triggered.
back
Cage
is
triggered.
a lot easier. Bray tucked in here is gonna have to make some sort of a play out.
Oh.
He's flashed and does manage to find their way out of the site, but 2 go down. Mojo getting taken out
Spike planted.
here means it's going to be a difficult retake. No silver. Bray will go down as well, and it's just a 2v5.
Last player standing.
Make it a 1v5. Flawless all alone. And now back to back flawless rounds coming in. I shouldn't have said anything, because talking about how there are only a few flawlesses has led to 3 in a row now. And overall, still guns on the side of Post here. They did manage to keep all 5 guns going into that last round, so they managed to basically full buy a Bulldog for Goops, but potential
Satchel out.
nonetheless in this round, and ooh, that's going to be a little bit of a tragic satchel coming through here. Unfortunately, and we are going to see a little bit of a creep up towards mid. Potential to go A. Well, once again broken. Gonna draw players mid. Mojo now has to check that out. Savage Pickle finds a pick on Stevejobless, who walked up maybe a little too far here, and Dissident trying to make hero plays happen.
I know exactly.
A little bit of an overpush here. So it looks like hosts are getting a little panicked looking for hero plays here. I think they just need to take it one step at a time. Now that's going to be a plant coming through. I think it got disrupted by the last
Spike planted.
Scanning ahead.
Mojo does have the dart available. Does spot out 3 here.
One enemy remaining.
But it's just beautiful shots here coming through for Reyna. That's Mojo all alone. Probably going to try and save this gun if he can, but getting hunted down slowly here. I think they are going to choose to hold their ground though, and Mojo should escape with this gun. Gonna get out of dodge here and look for some semblance of a buy next round. Looks like it will be the lone rifle coming through here. No ults on hand either. It's gonna be a tough next round and a little bit of a hole now. Ooh, a free kill coming through. Tubby will lose that gun. Looks like a little bit of a hole now that posts have themselves in here. Gonna see how they can work it out. I mean, there's still a lot of time left in this half. A lot of rounds to be played. But it looks like they're going to need some sort of a switch up here because so far
Never lose
it's
sight.
just been Wright State once again controlling the pace of the match, making it so difficult for Post to react. Again, it's going to be that early
Shadows
door
traveling.
close to break. And maybe they can look to use that in potentially a future round to look for a potential pick, maybe like a breach stun there and taking an advantage fight, because it is a continuous habit that they keep doing. Punish it, but Mojo will find a way to punish it now in the raw gun duel with the only gun both are hanging on to. While that gun does go down, it's going to be a little hard to recover here.
Cage triggered.
Bray gonna be challenged here. Oh, and this is coming out maybe a little too late here to make it difficult. Their shots not quite connecting. Utility coming out, making it so hard to play him.
Spike planted.
Goops stuck in a corner. How can you play a double flank potentially? A Marco. But with that
Last
flash,
player
it's so
standing.
difficult. Dissident did manage to recover a gun, but 1v4. Maybe too tall of a task. As Dissident maybe just holds on to this. I think that is gonna be the call here. Overall, the correct decision, I believe. Maybe it looks for a little bit of a cheeky kill. Does manage to find one on the Savage. We'll make that a second one, so a little bit of econ damage there. I think worth the life of a gun, because we'll get that by anyways. And with those couple extra ult points, now Dissident has ult on board, so potentially the hero play that can swing them back into this game. Doesn't seem like much now. Obviously 2 kills in kind of garbage time of the round where the round's already lost, but little things like that may be able to snowball Post back into the game. It's about finding those little advantages in the rounds that can convert the other rounds. And now we are going to see
Right there.
another mid play coming out here. Who's going to close that door
Cover going out.
once again.
Cover going out.
And both smokes already used, and
Shadows traveling.
a walkthrough up to mid, and it's going to be a challenge onto this A site here. Mojo. Wow, the beautiful
Spike down
paranoia
mid.
setup here. gets Mojo 2 kills, and if they can now hold on to this, Bray, the next one. They take a ton of damage, but manages to get out of dodge there, and Stevejobless now gonna go down though, but it is a 3v2.
One enemy remaining.
And Dissident picks off
Spike
another
down
one.
mid.
Maybe this is a bit over aggressive here, but Post loves to be aggressive, loves to take fights that are maybe a little bit dangerous, but it also nets them round wins at times, so it is just the style that you tend to live with this very, very scrappy at time team that has a lot of good aimers. Catches people off guard very often, and now Tubby all alone is
30
managing to
seconds
work their way
left.
towards the A site. Will be greeted here by Dissident. We'll see that. We'll back off instead of taking the fight. And wow, Tubby managing to find a kill on Goops. Press the double blast back to Dissident. Closes out that round, and Post will find their second round, will find their way back into the game. Not only did they find their way back into the game, finding that round, they did it without burning the breach hole. Since they have that on the table, Mojo has the Hunter's Fury on the table, they even have Cypher Ult if they can find that pick. Get some early information here. Obviously, Omen Ult can be good for rotates, good for scouting out, a lot of different
Let's
ways
start
to
this
use that
party.
ult, but how things are right now. Have to see how Post converts, but just a bulldog for Stevejobless here. It's gonna be
Off your feet!
wow, what a scary time.
Flash out!
And this is all alone on the side. Make things work out here. Gonna use that ult just to get to safety. Not the best way you like to see that ult, but valuable for a life at least. And Mojo will find one before getting traded out. 3v4 now. Seems like Post have stabilized the site for themselves. Maybe a re-hit comes through. Cypher cam now broken.
Cover going out.
The way out through mid here. It should be Reyna taking first contact here. Will be greeted by Bray. Will manage to escape. Bray went to the B side.
Still in sight.
But maybe all alone based on the information that they had before. Bray tries to get that fight. Now it's
30 seconds left.
free sight in hand.
Spike planted.
That potential to do a lot of damage here, but Reyna is just so prepared for it. Leaving themselves open in multiple angles here. They managed to find one. Bray will
Last player standing.
and with Bray all alone, so hard here, and the flank coming through. Despite the Cypher ult invest,
I can't see them yet,
could not
but I
find
can
it.
feel them getting ready.
Now Post, no money.
Your combat data is subject to protocol review.
They do have Razult coming through here, and it is going to be a timeout coming through here, and I think that's something that they need right now. Just a little bit of time to maybe slow down that momentum, calm some nerves potentially. First match of the season does tend to do that to people sometimes, and it does feel like you can see a little bit of potentially nervousness in the play. Trying to make a lot of hero plays, which does kind of happen sometimes, but you'll have to see what they can do here with this timeout, what strategy they can cook. Maybe we won't see it on this round per se, because it is just kind of a save round here. But man, if they lose this round, they're giving up 7 once again. We'll still be 3 rounds on the table, so they can make it a 7-5, and maybe once they're on
Close
this
quarters
attack
unit
side,
online.
they'll be able to figure it out.
Yes,
Right
this
now,
should
so
go.
far, the Wolves have had their
That
numbers.
goes there. This goes here.
And it is going to be seemingly another red play here. As Bray's use that ult as well. Maybe with the timing, things could go well here as Dissident finds that first kill with the Sheriff. Something he's so well known for.
Spike planted.
Finally seeing that Sheriff come into play.
I know exactly where you are.
Blinding! Has been so good at not giving up these eco rounds here. And it's going to be so difficult on this retake. Now we are seeing a TP come over from Goops to kind of find another angle. However, Tubby...
Last player
kill,
standing.
It's all down to Bray with this Sheriff.
Cage trigger.
And Savage Pickle finds that kill through the Cypher cage. However, Post do have buys here. Hopefully that strategy that they maybe picked up during that timeout.
Assessing blade integrity. Complete.
Ah, this is a nice. Yes, this should do. That goes there. Ah, this is a nice spot.
As it looks like they have 3 over towards this A site. Certainly looking to fight it, I assume.
Found them.
Shout out here, and it is going to be the Raze ult invested and finds that
Spike
kill.
down A.
So many people here. They are going to continue to fight, and Tubby will find that kill. Goops gets a trade though.
One enemy remaining.
Mojo and Dissident being there, able to help. It's all down to just Tubby. He's trapped in a corner, blinded now, nowhere to go, and Goops cleans that up. Finding that important kill in mid, being able to use that utility, and what a beautiful trap play set up here for Post. Using that Raze rocket, the one ult that they had in hand, combined with their utility, knowing that Wright State wanted to fight that A site that they've been consistently winning. Good layering of utility, a Raze rocket to change things here. The Post maybe having a little bit of momentum to carry them through the half.
This goes here. Yes, this should do.
It's going to be another challenge on A. And a challenge through mid. Goops will go down. No smokes for the rest of the round. Could be devastating here as Mojo's going to look to creep out here and maybe find a good timing, but unfortunately the shots can't land. Distant, I believe, was spotted first.
Camera taken out.
Bray all alone. Definitely taken out by Savage Pickle. Aftershock. It's another pick, and before this round has really started, it's down to 3v5. Plant's gonna come through and
Spike planted.
Shot down.
Mojo will be able to find
Shot
one
down.
thing. Still a tough retake as they stay for
Revealing area.
Mojo finds another.
Last player standing.
It's all down to Mojo. Does know where Omen is. Knows about nothing else right now, though. That Cypher trick there, gonna make it difficult. Oh, and opens themselves up to the angle from Tubby. We'll find that kill. It's such a
Last
difficult
round in the
retake.
half.
And I think the big thing about that round is it was just kind of 3 ones that all went the way of Wright State. Immediately made that so difficult, and despite some heroics from Mojo towards the end, it just wasn't enough to convert. With a scrap of a buy, a Guardian, no armor. We'll have to see if Mojo can potentially make something work mid. Does look like they are just gonna give up a little bit of mid control here, which I think is a fine thing to do at this point. Hasn't worked
Deploying
out
drone.
the best here for them. And no spot here in mid. Doesn't know about the Reyna lurking, but maybe he can make that assumption with
Scatter.
do it. And Stevejobless maybe having a timing, and does finds that first kill here. And Hey, but Bray will find one before going down, and now Post do have a little bit of a
Go on my
advantage
mark.
here on this potential.
Spike planted.
situation, and Mojo's gonna fire through. Mojo's not gonna find anything here. And isn't quite ready for Tubby to come through.
One enemy remaining.
The rest of Post, however, quite ready there. Stevejobless finds one, Dissident finds another. And I
Switching
think
sides.
this game we're seeing Dissident kind
They're going
of
to scatter from my stuff.
finding form
Super easy to
again.
pick off.
We didn't necessarily see a whole lot last game, but is managing to find those kills, and maybe that's what Post needs to potentially come back and close out this game. Post has been excellent on the pistol so far. 2 out of 3 pistols going their way. We'll have to see what they have cooking up here right now. Should be challenged by Tubby off the rip here if they choose to peek mid. It's going to be an A stack here coming through. Cypher utility used towards B, but no Cypher even. They're going to be playing more towards market. Tubby has the instant peek here, and
Grenade!
a little high on those shots, won't find anything. And it looks like
Out of charges. Okay.
Potentially deal a lot of damage, but
There.
Topaz goes back out a little early, won't be able to find the pick off the trip. It is going to be a 5-5 retake scenario at this point. Stevejobless. They're going to find one, make that 2! He's on a roll. Can't find another, but as the fights get messy, it's down to a 3v3. A beautiful flash from Dissident, but oh,
Last player standing.
beautiful shots coming through for Wright State. Goops all alone, ADHD. No luck there. Wow. Unfortunately, the flash, well, it was beautiful to find that flash onto, I want to say it was Topaz over there, eventually. They were covered by their teammate, and Dissident with the back turned to that teammate, was unable to find the kill, went down, and then it was another kill going their way, and fortunately, now they are going to have to play on a force buy here, potentially get themselves back in the game. It is going to be an A-hit, very crowded A-hit, that.
Cover going out.
Go get him.
And this Bulldog could be so scary. Oh, what a beautiful shot there! Make that a second one, and
Blinding.
things just
Spike
an absolute
down A.
disaster on this round for Post.
Last player
They have to make
standing.
a hero play here, and wow, the Bulldog finding 3. Omen. I like that positioning. It was a beautiful shot onto, I believe it was Goops TPing in with Shrouded Step. And then I think it was Bray after that. Honestly, just good shots, and Post scraping the bottom of the barrel with their buys right now. Just some sheriffs. Maybe a dream. Hopefully a dream. Mid control here. Looks like Dart's gonna come through, not spot anybody, so they might get some false information that they can potentially walk up mid here, but that's quickly covered. Stevejobless pokes her head in. Not gonna find anything. And that trip, the flash, the playoff is so difficult. Bulldog wreaking havoc once again.
Last player standing. Flawless.
The Marshall range true. A flawless round yet again.
For my shadows, they will
Sunset
hide
map
you.
and going all the way to Wright State. And it just feels like Post maybe not yet quite there with the new roster. Feels like it's a lot of individual plays that are winning the rounds when they are. A lot of more kind of basic strategies coming through, and obviously we'll see this Post team develop throughout the year. Right now, let's see what they can
Bomb
do.
buddy out.
Game not over.
Grenade! Satchel out.
They are
Satchel
gonna
out.
hit B-side for the first time here. They have full guns as well. It's gonna be a pretty early clean take for them. Careful not to overpush potentially. This fight through Stevejobless is so key, holding off the members and can't quite connect the kills yet. Holding them off really well, and wow, what a flick through, and suddenly Post has rallied through.
One enemy remaining.
Flash coming through here, and Dissident will find the last two, and wow, an explosive play on the defense, or I guess the defending of that site in the post plant. 3 or 4 post. I mean, Stevejobless, what a beautiful job there, holding off 2 over in Boba there. And then managing to get that flick onto the blast packing Raze.
Right there.
Oh, Chubby. But, looks like it's going to be another B hit here. Back to back. They should have the guns invested into this round to be able to do so.
Bomb buddy out.
No utility moves by the Cypher here. Cypher is all the way over to A, maybe predicting some sort of
Satchel out.
A here. First blast back used. Beautiful swing coming through. Once again, they are just going to get this early plant. Before Mojo managing to find one over towards market here. Looks like trying to find their way in, but Mojo is just a wall. Finds 3. Once again. Oh,
One enemy remaining.
ready for it. Manages to find one. It's Tubby all alone. With the sheriff, and wow, beautiful shot on the Dissident there, but not enough as Stevejobless will close out that round. And now, signs of life here for Post. Feels like they found their sight that they want to hit, and looks like they're just gonna keep hitting it till it works.
Ah, this is a nice spot. This goes
The
here.
setup is quite similar, and looks like Wright State has the idea that they might hit something else, but Post finally finding an attack round that works for them. Something that they feel confident in, and they're okay to take this same plan. It's going to be a fast coming through. Oh, and unable to grab that trip with the rocket up. He's gonna have to just fire that rocket in fear of someone potentially being there.
Satchel out.
Satchel's gonna get a little bit of a knockback, but not really any damage coming through there. Jobless playing the other side this time. Oh, and just 4 HP having to tuck, and it's gonna go down, and now it's a difficult situation here for Post. Maybe it's just the retake is coming through, but Dissident! It's just so good. Finds 2 there, makes it a 2v2, gives them a chance.
Last player
And
standing.
it's all down to Mojo, who's been so good this series for them. But unable to find it. Will bring a match point situation for Wright State. Not just game point. Bleh. Sorry. Not just
Match point.
Map point, but potentially match point as well. This series hanging on its edge now. Post scraping together buys, managing to get full rifles here. Guardian in hand, make that a bulldog, it seems, for goops. Nope, make it a Guardian. And with no ults in play, it'll just have to be Very well coordinated round, and looks like it's going to be that B hit again, but they stop a little bit because they are worried about that Raze rocket, but now they hear that the Raze rocket is far behind them.
Grenade!
Looks like it's
Satchel out.
just going to be another B hit.
Go get it.
Yet again. They shouldn't be worried about a potential flank, but they do have Cypher. Let them know, and 3 kills instantly for Savage Pickle. Oh, it's so dangerous.
Last player standing.
It's all down to Dissident. And that's going to be the map. That's going to be the series. As the defuse comes through here.
Defenders win.
Somehow they
Wow,
found
just
their way.
beautiful play overall for Wright State there. Wolves doing quite a great job overall. Seems like they're a team that's very strategically sound. It feels like they've had a lot of time to work together. They showed it. I mean, incredible aimers as well. As for post, there were, I think, a lot of bright sides for them. Right, they may not have shown it potentially in the round scores at the end of the games, but there were a lot of very, very close rounds that just didn't quite go post way. And I think right now we're seeing a very young version of this team, a team that hasn't fully been together for a long period of time right now. There's a couple veteran presence on that team in Mojo and Dissident, but besides that, there's going to be some stuff to work out for them. But I mean, I think there's a lot of good rounds that came out from them. I just think right now they're a little reliant on the hero plays, little reliant on the rushing on the attack side, but that's one of those things that I think just gets worked out when you play a little bit more together. So I'm excited to see how this post team develops moving forward. That being said, looks like this is going to be the end of this series, the end of the night, and we'll be back next week with more NECC Valorant. But as for then, we'll see y'all around. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching.